Welcome to the My Creative Days podcast, where we will talk about all things DIY, home decor, decorating tips, and creating a beautiful home on a budget. I am hoping our time together will spark a creative idea, help you plan your next DIY, or inspire you to finally tackle that project you keep putting off. Grab your favorite cup of motivation and let's chat. Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about something a little different, but something that I think even I need ideas or I need a little push sometimes. So I thought this might be a fun episode to do and give you some ideas and some things that you can do in the month of November. So November is all about, the holidays are coming. It's a time to be grateful. We should be grateful all year round. We should be, giving all year round. But it's kind of one of those months when we try to do more than other times throughout the year. It's just a good time to kind of just give back. And you can do this in the most simplest ways. And I'm telling you, whenever I do something small, something tiny, it does more for me than it does for anybody else that I'm doing it for or giving to. It's like, I don't know. It's intoxicating. And so I thought I would share some ideas today, and maybe throughout the month of November, you could try some of these or do some of these. And nobody needs to know you're doing these things. A lot of these you can, some of these as I'm looking through some of them they would obviously have to know, but not all of them, everybody has to know what you're doing, or the person doesn't have to know it was you, right? It's just something that you can do to give back. I think if more and more people did this, like, our world would be a better place, right? And November is just a good time to focus on it. Like, we should be doing this all year round, but November is just, it's the season of being grateful and, thankful and just giving back. The holidays are right around the corner. So I thought I would share today 30 ways that you can give back this month that costs $10 or less. I am telling you, I don't know about you, but I am somebody when my birthday comes around or when Christmas comes around and people are, Matt or the kids are, what do you want? What do you want? I really, if you would just go clean my car, vacuum out my car, clean it out, get the outside cleaned, those kinds of things. I don't need, a pair of shoes or anything like that. Those kinds of things where I don't have to do it or I don't have to think about it. Those are like my favorite things. And I know so many other people are like that. And so some of these ideas, the person you're giving it to or doing it for, it's just amazing. So I have 30 ideas, and some of these some of these are self-explanatory, so I'm just going to kind of run through them, but maybe jot some of these down. Share this podcast with people that you know, and then maybe the month of November, just, we can just spread this around, and more people will give, and just make somebody else's day a little bit more brighter. And like I'm telling you, it's $10 or less here. So let's just dive in. So number 1, send a handwritten note. Handwrite it, no email, no text. Get cards. You can get them at the Dollar Tree, $1.25. You can get a whole pack of them, just empty, blank cards. You can go there and get cards for 50 cents, or just grab a piece of paper and a pen. It doesn't have to cost anything, except for the stamp, unless you maybe set it on somebody's desk or, in somebody's locker. I don't know, whatever it is, it can cost absolutely nothing. But a handwritten note, that has just gone to the wayside with the way our world is. And, we're all on our phones. We're all on social media. We're all just text me, a Facebook message. Like, that's what our world is. So a handwritten note can go a long, long way. Just tell somebody thank you for something they did, or how important they are to you, or just, it doesn't have to be a long drawn out, crazy message, but just something that says that you're thinking of them goes a long way. Obviously, volunteering at any shelter, a homeless shelter, a food bank, especially now, this time of year, they need extra hands. Wherever, there's so many shelters in so many different areas that you can volunteer at. Gabrielle, our daughter, actually, one of her classes, it was unbelievable. One of the classes that she took her senior year, they went around throughout the community and they were volunteering and helping out wherever, these places needed them. I didn't even know that some of these places in our city existed. So it was eye-opening to me. I said, oh my gosh, I didn't even know we had that or offered that. Or I said, everybody in her school, before you graduate, you have to go through this class. I just thought it was unbelievable. So there are so many ways, and they just had students out in the community during that class, helping out with different areas. There are so many things that you're not even thinking about that could be in your area. So definitely reach out and see what they need and how you can help out. Okay, the next one, donate blood. So it's free and it can save lives, period, right? Donate blood. That's something you can do. Make that a goal in November. Number 4, share your skills. Teach a skill that you have. Maybe it's knitting, maybe it's cooking, maybe it's second language, computer basics, to somebody who wants to learn. I actually just got a phone call from a friend the other day, and her son is really interested in some of the things that I am doing, and he had no idea that I did that. And so she's like, can I just set up a time for you to meet with him and just kind of tell him the ins and outs? And yes, I am happy to go, yes, just share something that some, people may reach out to you and ask you how to do something. Share your skills. Babysit for free. This is a huge one for parents. Offer to take your friends' kids for a night. Let them go out to a movie, go to dinner, just to, clean their house. It's now during the holidays. So babysit the kids while they go out and get all Santa's gifts for Christmas. Like, there's so many things you can do and offer that to parents. Maybe it's a dog too. Maybe you say, go for the weekend and I'll watch your dog. But just babysit or dog sit for a friend or a loved one. Rake leaves for a neighbor. So this obviously depends on where you live and if you have that. We had a derecho come through our city, and so we have a lot less leaves since that all happened, which is so sad. But there are so many elderly. This is something else that our kids' school did in high school. It was like a community day, and they would go out and they would rake leaves all over the city. Some of them had some different things, like, they would go into a church and help out at a church, but a lot of them were raking leaves for the elderly. So this is definitely needed, especially if you live where there's a lot of trees. Create care packages for the homeless. So this is a good one. I mean, this does not have to cost a lot of money, but we have done this before, where we have actually gone in and, went to the grocery store, went somewhere and put bags together. But we have also done things where, especially like if we're baking or making meals or something, we put one together for the homeless, bag them up and drop them off. There may be people on the side of the road with signs that you can, do these things for. Think things like socks, dry socks, granola bars, hygiene products, things like that I remember when I used to coupon like a crazy lady. Couponing is so different now, but I had the whole binder and all that stuff. So I always had excess stuff. And so it felt so good that I was able to give or make multiples of these when we were putting them together. So bake cookies for your local fire department. My dad used to do this. He would actually go buy the cookies, but he used to do this for the police and the fire department. He just really respects what they do. And so he would do this often. He would go by and just drop them off at the front door or, at the front counter or whatever. But it's just, for those people they're here for us, right? And their job is here to protect us or to, help us when we're in need, just to think about them. An easy way, if you're making a batch of cookies, double the batch and take some over there. Give a compliment a day. This is huge. And this is something that we should do every day. Do it in your own home every single day. It's your kids. It's your husband. I think a lot of times we're always worried about what they're not worried about, but we kind of bring out, okay, you didn't get that done, or you didn't just give a compliment every day. One compliment a day. Coworkers, friends, whatever it is, give a compliment a day. Like, get in the habit of doing that. It costs you nothing, but it completely can change somebody's day. So try and get in the habit of that. Offer to run errands. So this is a great one, especially for somebody that may have it just may be difficult for them to get around. My mom right now is my dad's full-time caregiver. So, if I'm running to the grocery store or I'm going to something, do you need anything? I can pick it up. If she's got returns to make, or another big thing is if she needs something, fixed or something, she will, call us, and then we'll go get what we need, and then we can fix it. But running errands for people that have a hard time getting around is a big one. Share your garden. So it may be past, when gardens are fruitful right now, but maybe you can things. Maybe you I don't know, you freeze corn, whatever it is. But if you, have a bunch of stuff that you got from your garden, share that. Fresh produce, I'm telling you, it's my favorite thing. We have a small garden at our house every summer, and it's just like the fresh tomatoes, and I need to learn how to can and all of that. I really do, because I would love to have that all winter long. Donate books. So this can be as simple as you may have one of those book stands in your neighborhood. We have them in some of our parks. So you don't even have to, you can go to the library, obviously, or a school or a daycare and donate books, or donate to those little, book libraries that are just put up, in neighborhoods or in the park. Easy peasy way to give back. Pay for coffee in the drive-thru. This one's easy. Under $10. Just say you're going to pay for, somebody's order behind you. Hopefully they're not buying the entire office coffee for the morning. You can always ask first too, what is the total for the person behind me? Or if you're inside the shop, you can, put down $10 or $5 and say, I want to pay for the next person's coffee. Another way to just brighten up somebody's day. Give your time to the animal shelter or donate things that they need. So you can always call and ask what they need. But sometimes I can't remember what I shared. This was forever ago. Maybe I was organizing some closets or something, and I was sharing it on Instagram or something. And somebody was like, those like old towels, blankets, animal shelters need those things, which I would have had no idea. I thought it was always just like food, and those kinds of things for the animals. But she was saying that her shelter always needs old towels and blankets and things. So I would have never thought about that. So definitely call them and see if that's something, if you're kind of getting rid of some things like that, you could donate that to them. Obviously old toys from your animals or just new toys. Food and stuff, obviously, but call them and see what they need, just volunteering to walk the dogs or play with the cats or, whatever they need their help with. That's another easy way to do it. Write positive reviews. This one is huge, and all it's going to take is your time. It's not going to cost you anything. So get on some of your favorite, sites or products that you've bought and you really, really like. These positive reviews, especially if it's a small shop or it's a local shop or these make such a big difference. And it's just a great way for you to support them at no cost. It costs you nothing but your time. So get on, maybe pick 5 that you will do throughout the month and go in and write a positive review. Make some DIY gifts. This is, of course, one of my favorites, but handmade gifts like candles, soaps, lotions, knit a scarf. Maybe it's like the essential oil rollers, like you can make perfumes and stuff with essential oils if you have that. Like there's so many things that you can do, easy DIY gifts that you can make for family and friends. And it doesn't have to be Thanksgiving or Christmas or a birthday it's just to tell them, hey, attach your handwritten card to it and just, you're great. You're doing great. Keep up the good work. It can be something like that. It doesn't have to be like a meaningful what you mean to me, but maybe somebody's just doing a great job at what they're doing, or you see them, you're a great mom, like a new mom, or even a mom that's been doing this for, 15 years, 20 years. Let them know they're killing it. Like their kids are amazing. And that's because of you, whatever it is. Like it doesn't have to be, just think outside of the box, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Organize a clothing swap. So this could be really fun too. You could put together some snacks and some drinks and some, you can make it as simple or as, drawn out as you want it or fancy as you want it to be, but organize a clothing swap that everybody brings some clothes, some, or shoes, handbags, whatever it is that you want to do. And you could do this with so many things. Host a book swap, decor, like a home decor swap. Maybe everybody's cleaning out their house and so they want to just get something new. everybody brings some stuff, and then it's kind of like a free yard sale with just your friends, and you guys can, hang out and have a good time. Maybe it's, kids' clothes, kids' toys, organize a swap for those kinds of things. Kids get bored with their toys easily, but if you bring in something new that somebody else had, it's new to them. So it's exciting. So there's a lot of different swaps that you can definitely organize that don't have to cost a dime. It's a way to kind of give back and have a good time. Offer a ride to somebody. So this is funny because I brought up my mom earlier, but somebody who doesn't have transportation, so maybe it's somebody on your route, you're taking your kids to school and you are able to take them and pick them up, but you've got a friend or somebody else in the school where the mom and dad have to be at work earlier, or they just can't do the drop off and pick up. Offer to do that for them. They're on the way. You can just pick them up. It's kind of like it is a carpool, but it can be like a medical appointment. Maybe it's a neighbor that doesn't have transportation or can't drive. My dad can't drive. So for somebody else to just drive her instead of her having to drive, she just loves that. So if we're going to meet somewhere or we have to go do something, Mom, I'll pick you up. You don't have to meet me there. She appreciates that. So it can be just something as simple as that. Donate to a food bank. So this, again, you can go and buy a bunch of groceries, or you can just go through your cabinets. What are you not using? What has been pushed all the way to the back that it's just not going to be used? Donate to that. I know around here, the Boy Scouts, they will put, a bag out on our door, and then on a certain day, they will come and pick it all up. So we do that every time. Again, it doesn't cost, it costs you what you bought them for, but if you're not going to use them, or, instead of throwing them out, give them to the food bank. Plant a tree. Some communities have free tree planting programs. I know when we had the derecho, they did a lot of that, obviously, because they wanted trees back here. But, planting a tree or planting, maybe you put together fall like mums or something for a neighbor to put on their front porch, or maybe it's just flowers. Maybe you just go get somebody flowers so that they can, put them on their kitchen counter or on their table. That can just brighten somebody's day. Venmo, coffee gift card, another gift card. Send somebody, $10 in Venmo if you know them, or you can do a lot of gift cards online so that you can just email it to them and just say, hey, coffee's on me today. Or, hey, go out and get yourself some lunch today. If you're Matt, hey, go get a cookie and a pop today. That's Matt. He's like, I need a cookie and a pop. Whatever it is. Maybe it's grab a donut on me today. It's just, I'm thinking of you. Go get this on me. Visit a nursing home. That's another thing Gabrielle did in that class, which was amazing. She actually, there was a couple of the elderly women that she really loved, and they remembered her red hair, and it was just a great experience. We actually did that. I want to say we were in 3rd grade, and once a week in school, we would walk because our school was close to, I don't know if it was once a week or once a month, or we would walk to the nursing home and we would make them cards or draw them pictures. And so it's sad. And, I could go into all that just on its own, but just visiting a nursing home can brighten somebody's day. Organize a litter cleanup. You don't even have to organize it. Take your kids out. I used to do this with the kids a lot. And we would just go up and down our street and just take a garbage sack. And we have those picker-upper things, that you just squeeze the handle and it picks it up. And we would just walk around and pick up stuff around the street, the neighborhood. You can go to your local parks, donate your hair, host a free workshop. Maybe a couple of your friends have said, hey, I would really like to learn how to do that. Invite them over for an afternoon or something and show them how to do it or what you do. Make a meal for a friend. I'm telling you, as somebody that is so tired of having to shop for the food, think of the food, make the food, clean up the food. After so many years of doing it, sometimes you just don't even want to think about it, and you just want a meal to magically appear on your dining room table so your family has dinner. Anybody else? Raise your hand wherever you're listening to this, in your car, on your walk. Is that you? Because that is me. I just make a thing of lasagna and some garlic bread and just bring it to their house, and they can either freeze it or they can use it that night. I'm telling you, that alone can just make a mom or whoever very, very happy. start a book club. So that's just create a sense of community, just get a group of friends together. You can get the books at libraries, so it doesn't have to cost anything. But it's just a great way to get together and, make somebody's day. Maybe somebody doesn't get out and get to do those things. And so you starting the club, or you starting the whatever, it's a cooking club, a baking club, a knitting club, whatever it is, it's just, they get invited to it. It makes their day. That's another thing you can do. Offer tech help. If you offer that, just call me, because the tech side of things is so frustrating. And my mom will call us and she'll say, oh, I signed out of something and I don't know how to get in, and we're all like, oh gosh, because sometimes it's like, we don't know what she's done, or she's like gone further than what she thinks. And so a lot of the times I just send the kids over there because they know better than I do. But just to offer that tech help to somebody, because we rely on tech, right? Anymore, it's like they kind of forget about the older generation that they don't know how to do all this stuff. So to go online and look at your bank is like, what are you even talking about? I go into the bank, I get the money out that I need. You know what I mean? Like, so offer that tech help to somebody that maybe they got a new device or they're having issues because they don't know what they did or what they clicked. Send a care package to a soldier. That's always one that you can do. You can do care packages to, there is some kind of, my friend did it one time and I can't think of it, but I think it was like gifts for kids or something. You put the box together and then it kind of ships out, and I don't know what it is, so I can't say it right now. I'm sure if you Googled it, you'd be able to find it. But share positivity on social media. So this is another big one. Again, we are all on our phones. We are all addicted to tech. Every brand has social media. So use your social media, even if it's just your friends and family that, are following you. You don't really have a following, but yet you have friends and family. Share a page you love. Share a local shop page. Shout out a local business, a local, kid that just started his first, whatever. He's doing lawn mowing and he's got an Instagram page or something. Shout him out to just get his name out there. Those little things, they cost nothing, but they just, help a small business, a teenager just starting out. Maybe it's a page that you really love or you find helpful, whatever it is. Just share that. And then it costs you nothing, and you helped that business or that person, and yet you're helping everybody else by just sharing it so they know about it too. Okay, that was 30. I got through 30 ways to give back in the month of November for $10 or less. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but I think if we all just did better at this all year round, it'll just make somebody's day that much better and that much brighter. So until next time, I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you very soon. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm grateful that you tune in every week and that you share the show with your family and friends. I love having creative chit chats with you, and my hope is that this podcast will inspire you to try a new project, start a DIY that you've been putting off, and decorate your home exactly how you want it. There are a few ways you can help us with the podcast. Follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you could take a few minutes to leave the podcast a review, that would help us so much. Again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to our chat next week. Bye-bye.